Hi everybody, I am back with another video. Today is kind of a repetitive video, but it's a little bit different of a recipe. So in an older video, I showed you all how to make pure Castile soap using olive oil. Today, I'm going to show you how to make still Castile soap, but not quite as pure, because we are going to be doing both olive oil and coconut oil. And so the advantages of this are that you're gonna get a little bit more of a sudsing with the coconut oil, and it's also a cheaper option, but it's just as good of a soap. So let's get started. All right, to start off, you're going to need a slow cooker, and you are going to need a kitchen scale. This needs to be able to read in ounces, and then you'll need to bring your pot for your slow cooker to start off with. My first step is going to be making sure that this is on ounces, and it is. I'm going to take my slow cooker pot, place it on top, and then I'm going to press tare. You want it to be down to 0 ounces, and the only thing we're going to be adding in at this point is the oil, because it needs to warm up while we are doing the rest of our chemical mixing. So as I said, we're doing an olive oil and a coconut oil mixture. It's very important that you get an extra virgin olive oil and that you get an organic coconut oil. So I'm gonna do a portion here. We're doing 32 ounces total of oil. So I'm just gonna start pouring. Okay, so I did a 4th olive oil just because it's expensive right now, and I don't want to spend all that money. So I did 8 ounces of extra virgin olive oil, and I will do the remaining 24 with coconut oil. I just dropped some on the floor. Whoops. All right, this is in riding steadily between 31.99 and 32.03. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop there. But this is what 32 ounces of oil is gonna look like. And we're just gonna go put it in the pot. All right, so I'm using the Ninja Foodie. This has a lot of different options, but Slow Cook is the one that we're gonna be using. If you are interested in this pot, I will have it linked in my link tree. Okay, so all you do is add your pot in, turn it on, slow cook, and then turn the temperature down to low is where we want it. Press start, and while this is warming, we're gonna go do our chemical combination. I did forget to mention, but I also have this food scale linked in my link tree, so you can find that on Amazon as well. It's been really good. It's really cheap, and it still works really well. So, all right, so we are going to be using the scale again. This time we are going to be using a glass bowl, and we will add all of this in later. So you're just going to put your glass bowl on, tear it out again. Okay, got it all the way to 0. The first thing that we're gonna be doing is adding 8 ounces of vegetable glycerin. This is gonna help to give your soap a good consistency, and this is also going to help in nourishing your hands, your hair, your whatever you're using your Castile soap on. It's gonna help in nourishing it. So like I said, 8 ounces of this. This is also linked on my link tree, so you can find it on Amazon. This is a great brand. Raw and Rare. I've used it a couple of times and I have no complaints. So we're gonna get to 8 ounces of this. Okay, I got it to 8.18, so I'm actually gonna take a little bit out. In a soap recipe, it's very important that you keep your numbers really close to what they're supposed to be at. Got it to 8.4, so I'm gonna remove a little bit more. We're at 8.1, and that's gonna be good enough. Before I said 8.1, I meant to say 8.01. So this turned off, I'm turning it back on. I'm gonna tare it again. Okay, and now I'm gonna add 11.55 ounces of either distilled or purified water. Okay, I got it to 11.6, but that's totally fine. Using a wooden spoon, you're just gonna mix that glycerin and water together. Place your water to the side, get another bowl, and put it on the scale. Now we're getting to our chemical formulation. So for soap, there are two different kinds of ash that you can use. For liquid soap, you want to make sure that you're using potassium hydroxide, which is potash. In just a minute, I will show you what you need for hard soap. But this is really important. It's flammable. It can be very dangerous. You need to make sure that you are using it in a well-ventilated area. I am sitting in front of my window open. And then you're gonna pour this, weigh it out without any water. It's very important that you don't add water on top of this, that you add this on top of water. Otherwise, you will get combustion. So you can use protection if you need to. I don't. I've used it before and I feel safe without it. But it's like little flakes. This is what the potassium hydroxide looks like. We want 6.52 ounces of this. So again, tare your scale. My scale is at 6.53. Ideally, you want 6.52, but 0.01 ounce will not make that big of a difference. Bring back your water and your glycerin. We can get rid of the scale. Now, make sure that you do not have a silicone or a plastic spoon for this. You need wooden, otherwise it will melt. You also don't want metal because that is combustible against this. So like I said, it's very important that you add the potash on top of the water and not the other way around. So we are adding this very carefully, very slowly. Your bowl will get hot. If you add this too fast, you can cause a bad chemical reaction. Want to get all of that in there. Like I said, a well-ventilated area. You want to get all of that in there. If you listen closely, you'll be able to hear it when I'm stirring. That sound is not just the friction, that's actually the sound of the ash hitting something colder. So I'm gonna carefully stir this around. Okay, it's all clumped together, kind of hardened on the bottom. So I'm just gonna, again, carefully try to get that broken up. If you touched the bowl, it is hot to touch. So you can see it smoking. It won't pick up on the camera, but you can see that. If you give it a couple of minutes, it'll break down without you stirring it, but it's good to have movement in there. As I said, if you give it a minute, it'll break up. It was stuck to the bottom, but that's what it turned into. And then you just keep stirring and it'll break down to a full liquid, and that is what we want. You can see it's broken down a lot within just a couple of seconds. You can see the condensation on the bowl because it's cold outside and this is so hot. All right, well, we have a minute and this is finishing up. I just wanted to show you, this is what you need for hard soap. It's lye or sodium hydroxide. And I do not currently have a video up on how to make a bar soap, but I do plan to in the next couple of months. So this is the potassium hydroxide that we used in this video, and this is sodium hydroxide that you would use for hard soap. Both of these are linked on my link tree, as well as the vegetable glycerin and the scale. I also have the coconut oil that I used for this linked on there, but any coconut oil will be perfectly fine. So okay, this mixture is all done, so we're carefully going to move it from here to the kitchen and go from there. All right, coming back over, all of our oil is melted. Next, we're just pouring our potassium oxide mix into it. I know I've said it over and over and over and over, but I'm going to say it again. Be very, very careful with this. It is still hot. Last time that I did it, I actually had some pop up on my lip and it burned my lip. So we're carefully pouring this. I'm actually going to set my spoon to the side. We'll go back to that in just a minute. So carefully, we are pouring it into the oil. Okay, bringing back the spoon. For this step, a lot of recipes will tell you to use an emulsion blender. I used an emulsion blender last time and I didn't notice that it did any better than a spoon. It actually scratched up the bottom of my pot to the point where I'm having to buy a new one for cooking, and this is only for my soap. So I'm just going to be using a spoon to stir this. This is going to cook for 3 to 4 hours, and you're going to want to come every 30 minutes and stir it. So all of this white on the top is part of the saponification. So sorry. And this is just the potash mixing with the oils and fats and creating soap. You do not have soap unless you are using potash or lye, and it's feeding off of fats. So I will show you in 30 minutes what this looks like. All right, I didn't even have to wait 30 minutes to show you guys a difference, but it has grown tremendously within about 5 minutes. So I will update you at the 30-minute mark, unless this does some more crazy stuff. Okay, a quick little update. I honestly have no idea why this happened. This has never happened before, unless the coconut oil was just sudsing up that much. I have no idea, but I had to take it out. And I guess I'm gonna have to do multiple batches, because, I mean, it grew. I don't even know what to tell you happened. Just maybe do half of my recipe or something. I'll let y'all know if this is a complete fail or just like a hiccup. All right, so here is an update. I have all of that taken out and I have it down to here. My assumption for what happened is that there's just such a different kind of fat in coconut oil versus olive oil. I knew it was going to set up a lot more, but I never could have guessed that it was going to be during the saponification process like that. So I guess I just have a crap ton more soap. So slowly I'm going to add this back in there. This one is obviously heating up still, so I'm just going to keep stirring it. And this one, since it's in its cooling process, technically, I'm just going to keep stirring it as well. All right, we are 30 minutes back in. I have poured everything that I removed back into here. We're getting a little bit of a saponification happening because that's been sitting on the side, but it shouldn't overflow this time. I'm going to keep stirring it, but it's looking really good. So this is how the soap looks. This is about an hour and a half in. The test to see if it's ready, all of that is still the soap. It's really hard to clean up, so I'm just waiting until I'm done with the whole process. So anyway, the test to see if it's done is to dilute some of the soap in water. And if it's clear, it's ready. If it is foggy, it is not ready. So this quite obviously is not ready. So I'll take a bit more time and let that break down, cook some a little bit longer. All right, so we are at 2 hours and 40 minutes. And this is a lot clearer than it was before. I took another sample about 30 minutes ago and it was even darker than this. It's showing up darker on the screen, but I think it'll need about 30 more minutes or so and then it should be done. This is what it looks like right now. So it's getting darker, it's a lot thicker. So I will show you guys in about 30 minutes what we've got. All right, it has been approximately 30 minutes. I'm gonna take a little bit, dilute it into the water, and it should be clear enough now to put in its storage container. Yep, you can see the spoon through it. That is clear enough. So we are gonna be moving it from there to here. Alrighty, so first I'm going to take, this is my bathroom soap dispenser. It holds 2 cups of water. And so I'm gonna show you how to dilute it for when you're actually ready to use it. Okay, so when you're fixing it to go ahead and store it, you're gonna be doing a 1-to-3 ratio. So for 2 cups, I'm doing 1.5 of water, and then I will do the remaining half cup with the soap. So I'm just gonna scoop it out and let that go in until it hits the 2-cup mark. I'm gonna set it down so that it's level. All right, so I'm gonna let this break down and then I will pour it into here. As for the rest, we're just gonna put it into the storage container. This is the one that I use for soap every time. I don't have to worry about washing it. I just rinse it out once it's empty and then refill it. Now, if I wanted to measure out how much soap curd I had made, then I could do that and go ahead and have it diluted and ready. But this is just easier and it's not difficult to have it break down when I need to refill something. This will last for, I mean, a good 9 months, just in our kitchen and our bathroom. You can use this soap for your hair, your skin, obviously your hands, your dishes. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be adding a video showing you a shampoo and conditioner recipe, and that will be using this Castile soap. This can take up to 24 hours to completely break down. So you can wait that long. You can warm it up in the microwave if you'd like. You can use warm water to begin with, but it does have to be distilled or filtered water. So you would have to boil it rather than just get warm water out of your tap. All right, I've got it all in there. You can still see some chunks. It's obviously not broken down all the way. But I just wanted to show you real quick how well it works as soap. All right, that is it. Our coconut oil Castile soap is all done. Like I said, Castile soap typically is made completely with olive oil. This is a cheaper option and it works just as well. It suds up more. It's a lighter color if that's something that bothers you. The Castile soap with the olive oil has like a green yellow color. And once this is all done, it'll be more of like a white yellow color. And so anyway, it works fantastically. I absolutely love it. I actually am really liking the sudsing of this. And it smells great. It smells like coconut oil, which is really nice. But if you liked this video, please be sure to give me a like, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, suggestions, anything, just leave me a comment right here.